LiberalViewer presents.
So as a longtime volunteer ACLU activist, I'm always interested in how candidates respond to questions specific to civil liberties, privacy, and government surveillance, and on those issues it was obvious Senator Bernie Sanders beat Hillary Clinton, as you can see beginning with Hillary Clinton refusing to admit her vote for the Patriot Act was a mistake in this clip.
Secretary Clinton, do you regret your vote on the Patriot Act?
No, I don't. I think that it was necessary to make sure that we were able, after 9/11, to put in place the security that we needed. And it is true that it did require that there be a process. What happened, however, is that the Bush administration began to chip away at that process. And I began to speak out about their use of warrantless surveillance and the other behavior that they engage in. We always have to keep the balance of civil liberties, privacy, and security. It's not easy in a democracy, but we have to keep it in mind.
Now, failing to recognize even 14 years later that the Patriot Act was a mistake and an overreaction that undermined civil liberties is the wrong answer, especially when civil liberties groups like the ACLU opposed the Patriot Act at the time, as did only one of the candidates on the debate stage, Senator Bernie Sanders, which Anderson Cooper pointed out in his follow-up question to Bernie Sanders, leading to a much better answer than the one from Hillary Clinton in the continuation of the debate here.
Senator Sanders, you're the only one on this stage who voted against the Patriot Act.
Was it 99 to 1 and I was maybe the one? I don't know.
And the reauthorization votes.
The point.
Let me ask you, if elected, would you shut down the NSA surveillance program?
I'm sorry?
Would you shut down the NSA surveillance
Absolutely,
program?
of course.
You would,
well,
point blank.
Well, I would shut down, I'd shut down what exists right now, is that virtually every telephone call in this country ends up in a file at the NSA. That is unacceptable to me. But It's not just government surveillance. I think the government is involved in our emails, is involved in our websites. Corporate America is doing it as well. If we are a free country, we have the right to be free. Yes, we have to defend ourselves against terrorism, but there are ways to do that without impinging on our constitutional rights and our privacy rights.
So from a civil liberties perspective, Bernie Sanders' answer was much better than Hillary Clinton's, as was his vote back in 2001, and when the next issue was about Edward Snowden, Hillary Clinton also showed her limits as a civil libertarian in her answer to the question in this clip.
Edward Snowden, is he a traitor or a hero? Secretary Clinton,
so I would bring
hero
him home.
Or traitor?
Yes.
He broke the laws of the United States. He could have been a whistleblower. He could have gotten all of the protections of being a whistleblower. He could have raised all the issues that he has raised. And I think there would have been a positive response to that.
Should he do jail time?
In addition, he stole very important information that has unfortunately fallen into a lot of the wrong hands.
Governor O'Malley?
I don't think he should be brought home without facing the music.
Now, not only did Hillary Clinton judge Edward Snowden harshly there, but her claim that Edward Snowden could have gotten whistleblower protections is just wrong, as an August 2013 ACLU blog post from former FBI agent Michael German pointed out, quote, "The intelligence community has always been exempted from the Whistleblower Protection Act," end quote. And even though Bernie Sanders didn't offer Edward Snowden the full amnesty he probably deserves, his answer was again better than Hillary Clinton's, as you can see here.
Senator Sanders? Edward Snowden.
I think Snowden played a very important role in educating the American people to the degree in which our civil liberties and our constitutional rights are being undermined.
Is he a hero?
He did break the law, and I think there should be a penalty to that. But I think what he did in educating us should be taken into consideration before he is dead.
So there you have it. The Hillary Clinton versus Bernie Sanders debate on privacy, civil liberties, and government surveillance boiled down to about 2 minutes worth of clips, and from the perspective of a civil libertarian with a constitutional law background, I think Bernie Sanders clearly won that part of the debate, but I want to know what you think. Did Bernie Sanders beat Hillary Clinton in the debate on these civil liberties issues? And if he did, are Hillary Clinton's answers nonetheless likable enough to make her better than any Republican candidate should she end up as the Democratic candidate for president in 2016?
YouTube, you decide.